Around midnight about coming home, but she never did.
I called her and I sent her texts too, and she didn't answer, and so that's when I knew that something was wrong.
Sammy Smith says she was the last person to speak with her at the party early Saturday morning.
She was having a fun time at a party, just being a teenager. Everything she drank, I drank out of, and there was nothing that seemed off about her.
Police say Rodney's phone has been out of service since the party. Her car, a silver Honda SUV like this one, also missing. Police are now asking anyone who attended the party to cooperate with the investigation.
We're just begging for you to please come forward and share your story.
Authorities say that because they cannot locate her car, they're treating this as an abduction, and they are widening the search area, along with asking parents of other kids at the party that night to go through their kids' phones, look at pictures and video and social media, and see if there's anything that will help authorities piece together a timeline. Kana Whitworth, ABC News.
In the massive search for the California teen, now entering day 6.
If you have video of that night, detectives want more of it. There has been a lot of video provided, and some of it had to do with a fight that occurred at the party. Detectives right now are asking for any additional video that you have.
Law enforcement are searching across the Tahoe National Forest. Well over 200 young people had gathered near the Prosser family campground for a senior last bash. Kylie's grandfather is missing their musical moments and offering belated advice.
If your child wants to go to a party or go somewhere, make sure they go with someone and make sure they return with those people. Don't leave anybody behind.
Driving out of that campground area at night is treacherous, but so far no sign of Kylie's SUV or her. Law enforcement released images of a sweatshirt Kylie borrowed that night with an eerie caption reading, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." Kylie's mother is garnering strength from the community.
It's this community that's standing behind me and standing with me and supporting me and holding me up that is allowing me to fake you guys into all thinking that I have it together, even the smallest bit.
We just want word out so that more eyes are out, because we don't have an exact spot to look for, and that is unusual, especially with a large object like a car.
Now, it's not clear yet whether the fight at the party had anything to do with Kylie's disappearance, but law enforcement say any videos or images from that night can be helpful in finding Kylie, stressing again that they are not interested in punishing kids for any underage drinking that night. Marnie?
All right, Nancy, thank you. I want to welcome in Lindsey Rodney Neiman. She is Kylie's mother. Lindsey, thank you so much for giving us some time tonight. I know it's important to keep Kylie's story out there. The more people that see her face, hear about it, can help in the search. How are you doing tonight?
I'm tired, but I'm doing okay. Thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about that last text message that you shared with Kylie. Tell me more about what she said.
Well, she just, it was 11:30 at night, and she said that she was going to be planning on leaving about 12:15 and heading home. And I told her to, be careful and wake me up when she got home. And she said, "Okay, Mama, I love you." And that was it.
Do you have any reason to doubt, Lindsey, that Kylie sent that message? Did it sound or seem like a text that she would normally send as you're looking back at things?
It was a text that she had sent me over and over again every time she was settling on plans and figuring out, like what she was doing. She was always checking. She was always letting me know where she was, when she was leaving, where she was going next. And it was, it was her, "Hey, Mama, I'm on my way home in a little bit, so I'll see you soon." It wouldn't have been unusual for me to even get another text from her, another half hour, 40 minutes later, letting me know that she was on her way the last little bit to our house.
So that was late Friday night, kind of into the early morning hours of Saturday. At what point did you start to worry, get concerned?
Well, I woke up 8 o'clock on Saturday morning and immediately realized that she had not woken me up. And so, I thought my husband was home. Maybe she checked in with him. And so I got up and I looked at the driveway and her car wasn't there. And I looked at her room and she wasn't there. And I reached for my phone and I grabbed, I grabbed my phone and I looked for her location that she always shared with me. And the last update it had was from the party site about midnight. And so at that point, I reached out to her dear friend to see if she was there. And once we found out that she wasn't there, it's terrible.
Yeah. And then that panic as a parent sets in. Police, Lindsey, not ruling out the possibility that Kylie may have been abducted, even trafficked. How much are investigators sharing with you about the tips coming in and where they're at in the search?
The law enforcement, all of the teams who have been working together with us to find her have been, they've been working, day and night. It seems I see them and so tired. They have been so transparent with us. They've been so open to keeping the communication between them and the investigation and the family just so open. Unfortunately, just none of the tips yet have led to anything definitive that's helping us.
What else stands out to you, Lindsey, about that night as you talked to her friends about the conversations that they were having, what was going on at the party? Any of those clues rising to the surface, your mother's instinct, like honing in on something particular?
I am letting the police and the teens talk to one another. I am not a trained investigator. I am not someone who has any experience with finding missing children. It's not my position to talk to any of these people and try to figure out what happened. I'm leaving that all to everyone who I trust and I know has the capability and the determination to do so.
Well, it is clear from the video that we've seen of the dozens and dozens of volunteers out there, your family and all of those involved. There's a lot of love for Kylie tonight and the efforts to bring her home safely. What would you want to say to Kylie tonight?
Tonight, I will tell Kylie that I love her so much. So many people love you. And we're all looking and we're trying so hard. And I'm so sorry we haven't found you yet, but we're not giving up and just hang in there, sweetie, because we'll find you soon, bring you home.
And Lindsey, a message to anybody who was at the party Friday night who is afraid to come forward and share anything they know, anything that they saw, for fear of getting in trouble for what they were doing that night.
Oh, nobody cares about what you were doing. Nobody cares, I promise you nobody cares. All that we care about is bringing Kylie back. All that we care about is getting any kind of little bit of information that can help us move forward in our search to find her. And we promise you that you won't get in any trouble. We promise you there's anonymous tip lines even. There's other peers that you can reach out to if you're nervous. It's a hard thing to be courageous, and it's okay to be scared, and it's also okay and important to act on that courage and to come forward when you know it's right.
Lindsey, sending you a lot of love tonight. We're thinking about you, and we'll continue to follow the search for your daughter, and we'll keep tabs, anything that we can do to help and make sure that this case stays in the public eye until your daughter comes home safely to you.
KABC in Los Angeles has the latest. Good morning, Veronica.
Good morning, George. Investigators believe someone knows something. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Kylie's father now begging the community for help.
She is, this community, she is your daughter too, you know.
Overnight, Daniel Rodney speaking out for the first time since his 16-year-old daughter Kylie went missing after going to a party with hundreds of other teens at a campsite near Lake Tahoe.
This is your kids. These are the parties your kids are going to. We need answers. Please, anything, please, I need you.
Police releasing one of the last known images of Kylie, authorities desperately searching for leads in her possible abduction. Investigators say the Northern California teen was seen on surveillance camera visiting a local business just after 6 p.m. on Friday. She disappeared just hours later.
We're trying to find out exactly what happened, and at this point, we believe that someone knows, someone saw her, but they're not coming forward.
In this image, authorities say she was wearing a black bodysuit, a black studded belt, green Dickies pants, and black Vans. Additional images from the Placer County Sheriff's Office show a sweatshirt they believe is still in her possession, with eerie lyrics that say, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." Police haven't found any correlation between the words and her disappearance.
Without somebody coming forward to potentially reveal a critical piece of information that could lead us to Kylie, we really have nothing to go off of. So we'll continue our search.
On Wednesday, law enforcement expanding their search for Rodney. Dive teams scouring this lake. Teams also searching on the ground and by helicopter.
So, there's a presumption after somebody has been gone at her age for a number of days that there might be foul play involved, but it appears they haven't found any. And so the real key is looking in logical places that she might be.
Rodney was last seen at Prosser Family Campground near Lake Tahoe, the site of a party she attended with hundreds of other teens.
I would say out of the about 300 people who were in attendance of that party, we've only been able to speak to a fraction of them.
Her best friend Sammy Smith says she was with Kylie the entire party and was the last person to contact her before she went missing.
We were going to leave together because later in the party I had asked her if she could give me a ride home, and then I realized that she was too intoxicated to give me a ride home, so I decided to try and find a different ride. We were both really drunk.
Kylie's mother desperate for answers.
We have stories about the beginning of the night and the middle of the night, but we don't really have, there are no stories about her leaving, when she left, or who she left with. There's no stories of her car leaving.
Rodney's car, a 2013 silver Honda CR-V shown here in this photo, also missing. Authorities hoping someone has seen it. Her phone has been out of signal since just after midnight on Saturday. The Sheriff's Department saying they've received more than 300 tips since Sunday. Other agencies, including the FBI, also involved in the search. Kylie's mother says there is a $50,000 reward for anyone that has information that can bring Kylie home. Guys,